Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sounds Like Sam. I'm your host Sam. Thanks for tuning in. This is week 5 waiver wire ads. I feel like a lot of my leagues right now, everybody's been pretty on top of the waiver wire, and there isn't like a great way for me to see who's available and not. So like actually this past week I actually missed that Jalen Warren was going to be out for the Steelers, so I didn't know that Kenneth Gainwell was going to have such a big role versus the Vikings. Otherwise I would have said something and did something about it, but he had a great game this past weekend. And then guys like Woody Marks from the Texans, another running back who is on the Texans. He's really been picking up speed with the Texans. Got 2 touchdowns this past week. He's a rookie for them. So definitely guys on the waiver wire that you can pick up and they're going to do something. This is the first bye week of the season, so it's pretty important that if you don't have the bench players, you go out and utilize the waiver wire this week. So let's see who's available. Quarterback wise, Jackson Dart of the New York Giants had a really solid game versus the Chargers this weekend. It's a really good defense. He did a lot better rushing the ball, I'd say. He had 10 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. And with the injury to Malik Neighbors, he wasn't really able to get a lot of stuff done passing the ball. And the Los Angeles Chargers have a really solid passing defense. Their secondary is pretty good, so not really surprised he only had 111 yards passing. But versus the New Orleans Saints, he should do a lot better. So if you have like a Caleb Williams or Aaron Rodgers who's going to be out this week, I think Jackson Dart is going to be a good option for you. He's owned right now in only 21% of leagues, and he's already up 17.3%. So I think he's a good claim for you if you need a quarterback. A running back, I'd say Woody Marks is a good running back to add. He was only owned in 33% of leagues before this weekend happened. So I think he definitely needs to be a guy that you add to your team if you need a running back. Remember, Swift's going to be out, and Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren, they're out from the Steelers, so you got to look for them for answers. And then as a running back, the other guy I'm interested in too is Justice Hill, running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry has been on a generational run in the wrong direction. He's starting to not really produce as much. Face a couple of really good defenses in the past couple weeks, and that being the Kansas City Chiefs this week, or I guess this past week, the Detroit Lions, the Cleveland Browns, and then in week 1, the Buffalo Bills, who he dominated. But with Lamar Jackson going down, they did, and them kind of being in a little bit of a rut offensively, Justice Hill has been getting a lot of looks in the passing game. So he was able to bring in 5 of 6 targets for 41 yards and a touchdown, and was able to also run a touchdown in on 3 carries, having a 76 yards on the ground. So definitely an intriguing option, especially if you have Derrick Henry. It's possible they start moving a little bit more in his direction. Good. Seems like a solid pickup for PPR fantasy leagues. So I like him as another running back. Wide receiver wise, I think with Neighbors going down, Tyreek going down, there's definitely going to be guys on the waiver wire who are going to pick up a little bit. And I just feel like on my end, there's like not a whole lot of receivers left right now. I mean, the lowest league I'm in right now is a 12 team, and they have guys like Christian Kirk, Sterling Shepard, Torrey Horton, Dontavian Wicks, those guys available. Also, Malik Washington from the Miami Dolphins. To be completely honest, I'm like not super intrigued with a lot of them. It did seem like Darius Slayton of the New York Giants was getting some looks from Jackson Dart. But because of Malik's injury, I think Slayton is probably a good option right now. And then with the way that Dallas's offense has been operating, they're currently like the number 1 offense in football and Dak is currently the most passing yards for Dallas. Besides Pickens, because CD's out, I haven't really been doing that much. But I don't know, I kind of like a little bit, so maybe target him. I don't know. I just don't have a good read on the wide receiver options just because a lot of my leagues are really deep right now. But tight end that I like is Darren Waller. He came back for the first time from injury. He had a really nice game versus the Jets, had 3 receptions on 4 targets for 27 yards and 2 touchdowns. Seems like he's a big red zone target for them. I love tight ends who get touchdowns. So if they're targeting him in the end zone, this is a guy I'm definitely looking to grab in fantasy. Defenses to look at. I really like the Lions this week versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals have not been looking good, and Lions defense has been killing it. I really like them this week. And then I'd also say I really like the Browns defense this week. They go against the Minnesota Vikings, who definitely are a challenge receiving wise, and they're probably going to get points through the air. But if Carson Wentz is back, or even if JJ McCarthy's in, this is a really tough defense for them to go against. I like this pick for a defense, especially if you're trying to plug and play for a bye week, or you're just constantly plug and playing throughout the fantasy season. So I like those guys. Then kickers, I like Jason Myers if he's available. He's only rostered on 11% of leagues. And then I still like Joshua Carty. He's not like doing awesome in fantasy, but he's getting the job done. Like he's getting you on average 8.8 points a game. He's had 10 and 15 in the last 2 games. So if not him, the Colts guy is probably available in a lot of leagues too. I believe his name is Schrader. So I like the Colts offense and what they're doing so far. So those are the players I like. Feel free to use them. Feel free to not. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.